All right, and we are live. This is the first show of 2015. We hope everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year's. Hopefully you were safe, didn't drink too much, and welcome in to the show that never ends. This is the Finding Bigfoot After Show, also the Looking for Bigfoot News Hour. And we've got some items we're going to talk about tonight. As far as we've got the review of tonight's Finding Bigfoot show, we've also got a real or not real, a couple of real or not real photographs we're going to be taking a look at. But first, we want to get into a little bit of news, a little bit of Bigfoot news. As many of you know, the Ohio Bigfoot Conference is coming up in May 15th through the 17th of 2015 at Salt Fork State Park. Mark DeWorth is offering. Now, Mark DeWorth is offering folks a chance to win two VIP tickets, two Ohio Bigfoot Conference 2015 T-shirts, and various other prizes. I think some artwork as well.
Excellent.
And that's going to be there's a contest going on. If you go to OhioBigfootConference.com or the Facebook group. By the way, the links are below in the description. If you want to go and all you have to do is you have to do a donation. You have to do a donation thing. You can donate $10 for one ticket. I think it's let's see. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go to the link. I think it's $10 for one ticket. I think it's $40 for two tickets, and I think $50 for 12 tickets.
Ooh.
Or is it 4 tickets? Something like that.
Okay.
Oh, okay, here we are. Okay, here it is. $10 for one ticket, $20 for 4 tickets, $40 for 12 tickets. Just go to OhioBigfootConference.com, scroll to the bottom to the donation tab that takes you to PayPal. And you can win 2 VIP tickets, two T-shirts, and a Bigfoot art package valued at, I believe, over $160. So, those who are interested, you can enter that contest. I'm not sure what the expiration date, as far as when it expires, but
well, they're going to draw on March 16th, so
March 16th. Thank you, Nikki. You've been keeping up with it.
Yep.
All right. So March 16th. That'll be the day that they'll be drawing for this contest.
On Facebook.
On Facebook. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
On Facebook. So.
Okay, and speaking of the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, they're going to be debuting a brand new movie at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference. The movie is called Something in the Woods, and it features a good friend to Squatch Unlimited and Looking for Bigfoot News Hour, an all-around good guy, Mike Hall. And he's asking for your help to either donate towards finishing editing the movie, or you can spread the link to as many folks as you possibly can. You can do it on Facebook. And that link is also in the description below. So if anybody who's interested in donating or sharing the link, it's all set. It's all good to go. So if you're interested, just go to the link below and you'll see what we're talking about. I believe also they're going to be debuting a movie called The Minerva Monster at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference, based on some famous incidents that happened in Minerva, Ohio back in the 70s. And that is produced by Sass What podcast host Seth Breedlove. He's one of the producers on that. So, should be a great quality program or movie. Those who listen to or watch the Sass What podcast know that Seth and his co-host Mark Zasky do a great job, and they're very professional. And if Sass What is any indication of how the Minerva Monster is going to turn out, I mean, we're going to be in for a heck of a treat. So that's about it for the Bigfoot news for this week. We'll do real or not real after our review of this week's episode. So let's see. Let's get into the review of this week's episode of Finding Bigfoot. Jennifer and I actually watched the whole 2 hours. Nikki kind of came in kind of late, but
Yeah, I
we can
didn't
get
know it
her.
was a 2-hour special.
We can get your impressions on what you saw anyway.
Yeah.
So let's see. They started out. They headed to Jolly Old England this
Yes.
week. They went to Jolly Old England, and Matt Moneymaker, he
No.
cannot drive worth a flip in either America or in England.
Or yeah, it's even harder there. It's even harder there.
Yeah, when you're used to driving on the right side of the road, yeah, but anybody who's been in a car or in a vehicle with Moneymaker has had to cling for dear life to their car seat or the dashboard or whatever
Yeah, I think
when he's
so.
zipping down those mountain roads at night in the Pacific Northwest. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, what happened was
Yeah.
they were contacted by a fellow named Neil Young, not to be confused with the guy who's rocking in the free world, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is a British Bigfooter.
Version. Yes. Yes.
Yes, and they went out to an area. It was a very interesting forested area, a very long road.
Right. Yeah.
And this fellow said he was hearing noises. He's actually an associate of Adam Davis, who is a well-known British cryptids researcher.
Right.
Adam has looked into the Orang Pendek. He's looked into the North American Sasquatch. He's looked into various other cryptids as well, such as the Mongolian death worm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
And Yowie, right? In Australia.
I believe he has looked into the Yowie,
Hmm.
but I know he's looked into the Mongolian death worm.
Right.
Anyhow, they met with Neil, and he showed them an interesting photograph, which I have to say it is a very ambiguous photo.
Yeah. It was very ambiguous.
Yes,
You could not tell what it really was, whether it was human or at a distance, or whether it was some other sort of creature.
yes, and it was too far away. You really
It was
couldn't
way too far away. Yeah.
you couldn't
It,
determine anything from it one way or the other.
no,
But
no.
now he mentioned something about that he didn't think it was a poacher in a ghillie suit. But that's always possible. Now, he said the Rangers don't exactly cotton to that, but that does not mean
There aren't poachers and ghillie suits out there.
right. Who can manage to slip past the Rangers? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if they're poachers, yeah, they're going to do that. But yeah, you could not tell what it was anyways. It didn't make any difference. In any case, it was so unclear because it was so far away, not because it wasn't clear because it was close or blurry. It was just so far away.
and Bobo stood in, of course, for the object in the photo, and it was really difficult to determine. I mean,
Yeah,
Bob, this object and Bobo were about the same size.
right.
The object was a little bit larger, but no, that doesn't mean anything.
No, no.
So actually, this is our first real or not real for tonight. And I'm going to go with undecided on this one.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Undecided, just not enough detail to tell one way or the other
No.
what it is.
Yeah, not enough
So,
information. I mean, he didn't see a whole lot, really.
right,
Yes,
no.
a picture, but you couldn't see anything from the picture.
So the crew decided to do their first night investigation in that area, and
Kind of a
they
yawner.
came. What's that?
It was kind of a yawner, that part of it.
They came up Snake Eyes, yes.
I didn't miss
Uh,
much.
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
Although if there was a show called Finding Midges,
midges.
Oh,
Uh,
I saw that part. That was a lot of bugs. Yeah.
if there was a show called Finding Midges,
Yeah,
if they were part of that show,
they were,
they would
yeah,
have no problems whatsoever
not at all. Yeah,
because those little biting bugs were all over the place.
yeah. Yeah, I grew up with those in northern Minnesota. We called them no-see-ums.
No, see 'em.
And they bit. You knew they were there.
So, since that first night investigation went bust,
Yeah.
they held the first town hall meeting at a beautiful castle,
Oh, yeah, that was gorgeous.
at a beautiful English castle.
Mhm.
They held their town hall meeting, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Mhm.
And they got several reports. They got a report from two guys who have been squatching in England for a long time,
Right.
and they investigated their claim. And Renee made the point about that report that the two guys were probably out there and they had Bigfoot on the brain. Moneymaker disagreed, of course.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have to agree with Renee. I mean, sometimes if you're thinking Grover Krantz said, at one time, sometimes people get over eager and over interpret what they
Right.
see or encounter. If you're
Yeah.
thinking Sasquatch and you see or encounter something that isn't, you may interpret it as a Sasquatch. People tend to see or encounter what they want to see or encounter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think these guys were a little over eager and over interpreted.
Mhm.
They heard noises,
Mhm. Yeah.
which could have been poachers.
It could have been anything.
Yeah.
Because I mean they were in an area that they said was not very, it was fairly remote. But in England, I mean, most places are not fairly remote there. I'm sorry, but they're not.
Yeah. I mean, well, Jennifer, you've been to England, so you would
Yeah.
know, a little bit
Yeah,
more
I
about
mean
that.
you're in, yeah, there are forests. Of course there are forests. And I'm sure that several hundred years ago, there probably were a few of those creatures around, but definitely not anymore. Um,
I
it's
would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it just is not. I don't think it's conducive from what I saw. And of course, I didn't see all of England, and I did not see Wales, but based on what they looked at there, no.
Well, then the team split up. It was Matt and Renee on the one team, and Cliff and Bobo on the other.
Right.
Now, Matt and Renee investigated an individual named Neil Robson who
Right. Right.
saw a possible
Something.
English Sasquatch
Yeah.
with glowing green eyes. Now, that would raise some red flags to me.
Right.
Glowing eyes. I don't
Well,
think not unless
glowing is okay, but usually they're yellow or red as they've been described in the United States, or in Canada. So I don't know. Green?
well, sometimes Sasquatch eyes have been described as green.
Is that
So,
okay?
yes. Sometimes they've been described as green. So it's plausible. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, unless there is bioluminescence in Sasquatch eyes, I mean, we don't know for sure.
No, we don't. So,
We don't
but
really know for sure.
yeah, yeah.
But this
Um,
individual, he said he did not know what he saw, and so he passed by it. His friend was behind him; he didn't see it. His friend that was in front of him, I guess, didn't see it either.
no. Mm-mm.
Um, and Renee tried to point out, well, that's the reason I'm skeptical of this is because these guys, this thing was supposed to be 2 or 3 feet off the trail, and they didn't see it. Oh, we
Well,
lost Nikki.
uh-oh.
Well,
Well, yeah, but his was a tad more plausible in many respects, only because he he seemed to have a better description of what he saw because he saw closer, technically. It's a little implausible about the friends. The thing is, I think also you have to understand his friends may not have wanted to acknowledge that there was a thing there that they had never
Oh,
seen before.
yes. That's always possible.
Yeah, and I think, the more I thought about that particular thing, the more I thought, his friends may have decided they didn't see anything,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
even though they actually might have. But
Yeah, as far as, we're doing the new feature, Credible Witness of the Week. Yeah, this guy fits the bill, I think. I think he was the most credible of the
of
people
the
they talked
English, yeah, mm-hmm.
of the
I
people
agree.
they talked to this week. Yeah, he was the most
Right,
credible.
right,
So Neil
yeah,
Robson, yes.
yeah, I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
So and then we followed Cliff and Bobo on an adventure. They actually went to Loch Ness, and
Oh
they
yeah,
got to go out on the water in a boat
yep,
looking for Nessie. Now that if I'm in Scotland at any point and
yeah,
near Loch Ness, I would love to be on a boat
yep,
looking for Nessie.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
mean that would be like a dream come true because
that
Nessie
would
was
be great.
one of the first cryptids that I ever heard of, along with Bigfoot and the Yeti.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think that one. I'm still skeptical about that one, only because the more I've read about it, the more it seems that there's fewer, not many people have really seen anything. And so many people have seen, as Cliff was describing, the lake with these crazy kind of waves in them that look like it could be like the humps of a monster, for lack of a better description.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people have. I mean, and that goes back to overinterpreting. I mean,
Correct.
out
Hmm.
on that choppy water,
Right.
something that humps, the water can look a lot like humps and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you've ever seen, now I read an excellent biography which came out last year by Tim Dinsdale's son. Now Tim Dinsdale, I think, got actual footage of Nessie in 1960 at Loch Ness, and
Were those the
I
underwater photos?
no, no, no. This was of something moving across
Oh,
just under the surface.
uh-huh.
You could see these humps moving
Right.
along. You can see that this presence moving along
Yeah.
in the water,
Yeah. You could. Yeah.
and they and Tim Dinsdale was smart enough. He took a comparison film of a boat,
Right.
and he compared it to whatever this was that he filmed, and whatever he filmed looked nothing like a boat. It didn't look
No.
like a what do you call it, a wake
Wait.
or anything like
Wait.
that.
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, it looked a lot like some large entity moving just under the surface.
Right. Right. Well, it is a glacial lake. It is
Yes.
very, very deep. At the center of it is apparently extremely deep. So it's almost like an inland ocean, that's freshwater and stuff. So
Yeah, I've heard that too.
yeah, and that can, that could mean, I suppose, that something got trapped there at some point. I don't know. That's what I have read. A couple of people have thought that, there's a possibility. So I
Well,
don't know.
from what I understand, Loch Ness was actually connected to the sea
At some point.
many years ago. Yes, and something happened where the land came up and
Hmm.
cut it off from the ocean.
Yeah,
So
I think it was an earthquake actually,
it
as I
may have
recall.
been,
Yeah.
but
I've always
but
been real skeptical. Skeptical of the Loch Ness theory. I think maybe in the 60s or 70s, maybe there was something, but I think it's died out, for a long time already. I think that's gone. I think it was a one-time thing that just took off. But as far as I know, what was the earliest? Do you know what the earliest report was, Henry, from Loch Ness?
Oh gosh, the reports, the legends go back. Oh my gosh,
For a long.
many hundreds of years.
Yeah, that is true. Which always those legends, you have to be careful you can't dismiss them, because even though they are labeled as myths, you have to understand that myths have a kernel of truth in them. So there was something that was there. Who knows if it's still there? But
Yeah.
They have, sometimes legends can have a basis in reality.
Yeah. It's that little kernel of truth that's stuck in there, and it may not be exactly as it has come down to present time as looking, when in its description. But you have to be careful about dismissing those things, because they have a little bit of truth in there somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Well, then after they spent quite a bit of time on Loch Ness, I actually met with a local Loch Ness researcher, a fellow
Oh
named
yeah, he was pretty cool.
Adrian Shine. Yes,
Yeah.
a very interesting individual. He's been researching the Loch Ness monster for quite a long time. He's kind of one of the local
Right.
go-to guys as far
Right.
as Nessie is concerned.
Right. Yeah.
So so it was interesting for them to kind of combine a search for two legendary creatures
That's right.
on one 2-hour episode.
Yeah.
The fact that they were so close to Scotland and decided to take a trip there.
Yeah. Now Scotland, as opposed to England, what I saw of Scotland, there are lots of places that are very, very wild there. So yeah, I would say probably that there could be a very large cryptid hominid, whatever word you want to use,
Yeah,
that
and
be there.
yeah, England has the legend of the Green Man. They got to go to that cathedral, that old
Wasn't
cathedral.
that neat? Wasn't
Yes,
that
it
the
was. And
neatest
they
thing?
saw these carvings of
Right,
hairy men.
right. Yeah. And that's something I'm a little bit familiar with. It is what is in some of these old cathedrals. Now, technically,
Uh-oh, what happened? I think we lost Jennifer.
1600s.
Oh, there she is.
What?
We lost you for a second.
Yeah. You had a bit of a hiccup.
I did too. I had to
yeah.
restart.
So, anyways, these old cathedrals, even though they were talking, the woman there that they were talking with, who was showing them the carvings, you know, these old cathedrals have some of this mythology in there. In France, there are things that are mythologically, impractical to be in a cathedral, but there they are. So, that's not unusual to have those kinds of things. Even though I think those carvings um, came from like what did she say? The middle of the 1600s or the 1700s? I can't remember.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was fascinating. Oh, that was the best part.
It
For me.
really was. That was a great part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Cliff and Bobo actually got to don a couple of kilts.
Oh God, that was wonderful.
They went
But Bobo with the
commando,
kilt.
and they had to go out. They went out with this guy named Hamish MacDonald.
Oh, Hamish, yes.
Hamish MacDonald. Hi, buddy. The
Yes.
quintessential Scottish, very
Oh my
Scottish guy.
gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they went out at night,
In their
and
kilts.
in their kilts, yes, in their kilts, and they actually they encountered some more midges again,
Yes.
and they were going commando. So
Yes, they were going commando. I
the
can't believe
midges
you.
were probably biting more than their legs. We'll just put it that way.
Uh, mm,
uh,
so we'll drop that topic, Henry, okay?
well, anyway, but what happened was, Hamish told Bobo and Cliff. Now, see, they have the legend in Scotland is called the Big Grey Man of
The
Ben
gray man,
McDooey.
right? Mm-hmm.
Ben McDooey, the
Mm-hmm.
mountain Ben McDooey
Yes.
in the Caledonian forest in the Cairngorms,
Yes. Karen
the
Gorms.
Cairngorm Mountains in Scotland. So Cliff and Bobo, they told Matt and Renee about this old growth area. Hamish told them about an old growth
Right.
area. So they went to
Yeah.
this old growth area for their final night investigation. And Matt got an interesting hit on the thermal.
Yeah. And didn't Renee and was it Renee and Cliff were together and they heard something?
Yes, they heard a vocalization of some
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah. Actually, you can hear those things now on the actual TV. At least I could hear it on mine.
I could too, and
Of course, I got a new TV for Christmas, so I don't have a 2 by 2 inch anymore. I have a 32 inch. It does
yeah,
help.
the one thing that they have finally done on Finding Bigfoot is that they've cut out, for the most part, these musical stings whenever
Oh
you're
yeah,
trying to hear the noises.
yeah, yeah. And they did have one.
And a lot of the time, they enhance them. Now, they did this for the 2 online episodes that they had
Hmm.
on. They enhanced the noises, so you can actually hear them very well.
Mm, okay.
They're doing better with that. I think they're doing a lot better with cutting out the musical stings.
Oh yeah, that was.
Um, now Renee actually went out and did a solo investigation. Matt actually went with the 2 Neils, Neil
Hmm.
Young and Neil Robson. They found nothing.
No.
They heard that they were beside a creek, like, or a stream,
Right.
and they
So
thought
of
they
course,
heard people talking.
well, the one Neil did, but I guess that was the gurgling of the and that seems amazing
Oh,
information. I
there
mean,
we go.
you know, anyways, that just was amazing. They
It
did
was.
that.
It turned out it was most likely just the water, the way
It
the
was,
water
yeah, I'm sure it was.
was
I've had
flowing.
that.
Yes,
I've had that happen
sound
before.
the sound of the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, they see, they all reunited for the final night investigation, and
Right.
they actually, the area that they had to go into was so remote that they had to use ATVs to get in there.
Right. Yeah. And in Scotland does have those areas in the northern part, in the Highlands.
Hmm.
Um, and the reason that there's nobody there is because way back in the, what was it, 1700s, the English cleared out the Highlands from all people because the Highland people, of course, were the ones who were causing them so many problems in quotes, because they were fighting them. And so that area has never been resettled. And,
Hmm.
for hundreds of years, there were people there all over the place. Now, there aren't, there's hardly anybody there. And they also didn't allow, up until very, very recently, because, Scotland has tried to become independent, but they are not independent of England, if you know your history. It was last year they had a vote on that. So they weren't allowed to put anything in there until really quite recently, and I'm talking like 80s. So they don't have roads there. They have almost nothing there. There aren't people there. There aren't roads. There's, you can't get a cell phone signal. None of that.
All right, so we've seen this episode of Finding Bigfoot. It was a bit of a disappointing episode. It got off to a slow start. Nikki missed most of the first hour,
And she didn't miss it.
Nikki, you came right in and you didn't really miss anything. You didn't miss a beat, really. So,
Yeah, I like the second part.
so
lot
let's
better.
see. Let's get the ranking for this week. The rating on a scale from 1 to 10. What would you give this episode?
I would say it's 6.
Okay.
I would say just from seeing the second one, a 7.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I mean, it was a bit of a disappointing episode. Although they got some kind of thermal hit near the end. I don't know what it was.
And they didn't follow up on that.
Right? No, they didn't.
Because
and I wish they had.
Did you notice how I thought I saw it come back up on the screen, but then they went to a commercial and they never came back to it.
I know.
Now the thing is, they may have followed up on it, but they didn't put it on video.
They didn't put it on video.
They put it on TV.
That ended up on the editing floor.
Yes, I think that's possible. It'll be interesting to see what Cliff's notes are on this episode.
Right, yeah. Is he still doing it?
Yeah, he's a little bit behind, though.
Oh, well, yeah.
But you go to cliffberickman.com and you can see all his show notes for each episode so far. I mean, he's catching up. I mean, he's a little bit behind, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We already did one real or not real photo tonight. We've got another one. And let's see if I can figure out how to do screen share. All right, screen share. No, it's chat. My mistake. Screen share. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I want right here. Okay, here is the photograph in question. This photograph just emerged, and I mean, you take a look at it, you'll notice something about it. It has this white stripe going down the middle.
Yeah, and the beard is kind of scraggly white.
Which indicates it's a skunk ape.
Yeah. The guy put a skunk ape on there.
This was taken in Florida.
Look at his nose. His nose has been cut off.
Yeah, it's full-blown gorilla face on there, It's just not.
Well, even gorillas have a nose, and that has no nose. No, it's not. It's a hoax.
Yeah, it's definitely a hoax. But there's been people saying it was a blow-up, and they saw some kind of something on the outside showing that it was a blow-up. And then when somebody else said that it was a doll, and then they CGI'd the face in the middle, and then all kinds of different, things about that one. But it's just a hoax.
To be quite honest, it's not even that convincing of a hoax.
It's not.
No.
Big laugh,
Yeah.
I mean, it's got that white stripe down the middle. It's obviously got to be a skunk ape.
Yeah, right. Oh,
because it was taken in Florida. Now let me show you the area where this was taken. Let's see.
Yeah, it's really, really swampy.
Wait a minute. Okay, I gotta click on it. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna do screen share again. Yeah, here we are. I mean, look at this. Look how populated that whole area is,
Oh,
though.
no. No, that's not a possibility. I mean, there's that one area, a little teeny area. No, no,
I mean,
no.
look at all the roads that are right around there.
Right. Roads, housing developments. I mean, and look across the river. I mean, it's very dense. You
Yeah, it
know,
is. It's just
so there's no way.
there's one little square area of
Right.
forest, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
that's about it.
Other
So,
than that, I mean, look how heavily populated that. Look at that.
yeah.
That's supposed to be right in the middle of downtown. That's supposed to be right in the middle of Tampa.
Oh, please.
Well, that's where he did it.
Yeah,
He went
yeah,
out there in his backyard and he put it out there in the swamp.
exactly.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. I think, to me it looks like resin. I don't know. Somebody else said they thought it was just, I don't know, something else. But to me it looked like it
Let's
was
see.
made of
Let's
resin.
let's take another look at the photograph again. Maybe we can kind of. I don't know if we can determine what it is or not. It's kind of hard. You can see what looks like there is some hair flow, but
No. Yeah, just on the top of the shoulders, and
right.
that's um, the face itself looks like it's made of out of resin, and that nose thing is just truly awful. They cut it off. They literally did.
Yeah, it looks like a big stuffed animal.
Yeah, that's what I mean that
He
would be
won
the
it at the circus,
consensus.
the carnival or something. Stuck it out there.
Well, the guy who supposedly took the photograph said it was like a gorilla or something like that. He says, and I don't know anything about CGI. It's real, I swear.
Yeah, right. Photoshop.
Okay, let's move on. This is fake. It's fake.
We have nothing else to talk about.
No, that was the only real or not real. Well,
Oh,
that
that's the
and
only
the
one?
yeah, that and that supposed photo from England. Yeah,
That was it.
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
thought you were going to do that one of the Bigfoot running. Did you see that one?
No, I don't think I ever saw that
Let me
one.
see if I can find it real quick. I don't think
Yeah,
I had it on my side. I saw it on probably
I'll tell you
Swatches.
what. PM it to my Facebook if you find it.
Uh-huh.
PM it to me on Facebook, and we'll discuss it.
Huh. Now, of course, that I'm looking for it, I can't find it.
Can't.
Oh, don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Always when you're
I've
trying
been
to.
looking at it all day, and now I can't find it. Anyway. Well, maybe it was on Squatchers Unlimited.
I don't.
Hmm.
Or it might be on one of those other sites that has the news of different.
Let's see. Well, I can't imagine.
I'm looking. No. Anyway, it turned out to be photoshopped from Monster Quest. From one of their CGI. A gal ended up finding it, and I wish I could remember her name. I didn't write it down. It was just one of those things, so like
Now,
everything
you
else.
mentioned you mentioned something on. I think it was one of these I saw the post earlier. It was on one of the group. Oh wait, I'll find it. Wait a minute. All I gotta do is look at my history of. Let's see here. It was earlier today. If I can find it. Here it is. Bigfoot Weekly. It's in Bigfoot Weekly.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's in my group.
It's in Bigfoot. You mentioned something about it in Bigfoot Weekly. You said the
Oh,
pic.
I did, but I didn't post the picture, and I wanted to put the picture up.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for, just the picture shot, but I didn't actually put the. All I did was put the. Maybe hit that link if you're there already.
Well, I'm on Monster Quest Animations.
Oh, is that where it went to?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the YouTube
Dang
link.
it.
I don't see the.
Oh,
I thought.
I know.
See, I thought you were talking about this supposed Florida photograph.
Oh, no, I was talking about this one. But
Something else.
yeah, a couple of them came out right away, so.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Anyway, it was debunked after a full day of everybody looking at it and noticing that the picture looked like it was hovering as it was walking. Well,
there's also
still.
let's see. There's also those photos. Yeah, here we are. These photos from Arizona. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and yeah, those ones.
Is that Mulligan Monster?
The Mogollon Monster. Yeah, that one was taken off of an ADOT, which is our Arizona Department of Transportation camera.
Here it is.
Okay.
And which one?
It should be the one on the right. Yeah. Let's see. You got the on the left. It looks like
Oh,
normal.
yeah. Right.
Oh,
Looks
yeah,
like-
that one. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then you see, looks like some kind of a being, or maybe a few beings on the right
They're
hand
just
side.
trees. They're just trees. You know, I mean, I've traveled that road before, and it is a possibility. There has been sightings in that whole area along the Mogollon Rim, from the Blue Ridge Reservoir down all the way through Payson, there in Heber, Overguard, going up through the White Mountains. All that area has had sightings. But those are trees with snow on them, you know. Those are just little bushes and trees right there. Because they've been there for the last 4 days since the photo went up.
Uh-huh.
They're still there. If you go to the website and click on the new one from today, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, there appears to be. I'm just saying there appears to be one. Well, looks like an individual standing there. It looks like it's got 2 legs and maybe 2 arms.
The snow makes it look like that.
Ah,
The
that
snow
would
is
explain
falling.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, the snow is falling off of that.
Right.
Uh huh.
But you know, then somebody kept saying bears. They're bears, you know, and
Not that many.
well, you know, there
Bears
wouldn't be
are
that
in
many.
hibernation.
And in Arizona, our black bears hibernate from November through March. They start having babies in January. But only bears that have a food source would be up, and that means those who know they can get food out of a dumpster or somebody's private garbage, you know, all winter long. Those are the ones that'll stay up. Other than that, that area had just gone through a big old storm and ice storm, and the temperatures were really dropped, so it wasn't a bear.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't a bear.
No.
It's just trees that we matrixed, you know. Our eyes want to see what they want to see.
And then there's this other. Here's an interesting giant beings supposedly seen climbing a Mexican volcano.
What? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
saw
I heard of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right
still
here.
think it's people.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, this one. You can see what looks like an individual. Looks like it's on all fours practically, climbing up the side of the mountain. Looks like there's a person right down below this rock outcropping.
Right. Yeah.
Or something. There's something standing there.
Well, the one that looks like on all fours, now that's sort of interesting because those arms would be quite long. If you're
Yeah,
going,
they would.
yeah, but again, it's too far away and you can't tell.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. You're right. It is too far away. You really can't see much from it. So it's either a clever hoax or it's a misidentification or something like that. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, yeah, probably there are parts of Mexico that might very well have. Now, I think further south there has been sightings of something. Oh, what's that one? Watch, is Bigfoot what?
Hmm.
Up above, up above that.
Ouch, ouch.
Oh, there's
uh,
what is this? This isn't the guy who's a hoaxer, Art Bell.
I didn't think Art Bell was a hoaxer.
Oh, okay. Then I'm wrong. Sorry. I don't want to pass around rumors.
No, Art Bell is he was the original host of Coast to Coast AM.
Okay.
Now here's something interesting: the hands of a Chinese ape man.
Right.
These
Those
these
cut
that's
off.
been around. That's been around for years, right there.
Right. Right.
Supposedly, there's these hands were cut off of a supposed Chinese wild man,
Right.
and
Urine.
the urine, yes.
Yeah. And supposedly those mountains were just north of Shanghai, but I never got there, so.
Hmm. I'm just kind of looking through here. Now look at this right here. Look at this one right here.
Oh yeah.
There's a red circle around it. If you got to put a red circle around something, chances are you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true of everyone. However, it's so far away again that you can't tell what it is. It could be a stump, it could be a rock, it could be a yeti, it could be, Uncle Joe.
Now that's in Saskatchewan,
Okay.
which is in Canada.
Right, and that's just north of the state of Minnesota.
Well, I'll be darned. Freddie's on Facebook.
Is he? Last time he had a hard time getting on.
Yeah.
See if he's able to get on.
Well, it's a little late now because we're almost finished.
We're almost finished. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
He's getting close to the top of the hour. Oh well, he missed his chance. Oh well.
Yeah. But yeah.
Now check this one out. Let's see. This is from Ohio. I mean, it looks like
It's somebody with like a cow head or something.
it's something. I know.
What?
This one.
Wait a minute.
This one. Let's see if I can get a closer up picture of that. I'm gonna go to Cryptomundo and see what happens. Yeah, here it is.
It looks like someone's being carried.
Or some things being carried, yeah.
Thing.
But those look like, I don't know. The legs look like overalls, like those
Yeah.
big dicky overall type.
Uh-huh. But
The
everything's
insulated
so
ones. The
everything's
insulated.
so
Yeah,
bloody blurry.
insulated ones.
Well, yeah. There's that too.
That's because they blurred it out. You can actually see the line all the way around that they blurred, so you couldn't see.
Uh-huh.
So you can see right where it happens on the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Right.
that wouldn't happen that way.
Really?
Wouldn't happen
That's
that way.
just, yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a Photoshop job. Not real.
No, no. There are very few, it seems, that really are real.
Yeah, it does look like it looks like something, it looks like a bad Photoshop job of something trying to carry a cow.
Maybe so, yeah.
That's what it
Uh,
looks like.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, well, whatever.
there's a bunch of photos that came out. But of course, you have to see some of the ones that come back again and again and again.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yep, yep,
goodness.
yep.
You know, because you always are going to have newbies. So they go and they do more research and then they're pulling them back in. Who can tell me about this? When was this done? And, da, da, da. And we're like, oh my God, that was like
Uh,
4 years ago. And
It was
yeah.
a big hoax,
yeah,
and been there, done that.
I know. But there's no way else for them to find out
Yeah,
except for asking.
Now
yeah,
look at this one. That looks like a person
Yeah.
in a jacket or something or a
yep,
tack vest.
yep. And khaki pants or some kind of darker uh, tan brown pants. Yep.
Looks like whatever it is has a hood up or something.
Yeah, the hood's up. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of looks like that one. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, let's see. I guess we're getting ready to wrap it up. But next week they're gonna be back in the Buckeye State, Ohio,
Okay.
which is where Matt used to research back in the 90s, mid 90s. He researched.
Yeah. Research. That's with quotes around it, correct?
He got what was it? He got that interesting howl, the one that Bobo always imitates,
Right.
the Ohio howl from Columbiana County.
Yeah.
So that'll be. And by the way, it's going to be back at its regular time next week, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And they'll be on Animal Planet. I think the week after next they're going to show the second Minnesota episode,
Oh,
which was
okay.
only online, and which I thought was a great episode.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is we're going to compare to see if they make any changes from online to television.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. I'll have to take a look at it this week.
Yeah. So, folks, that's it for tonight. We want to thank y'all for tuning in, and we hope that. Oh, by the way, check out SquatchUnlimited.org. It's completely free to sign up for an account.
Come on.
Totally free to sign up for an account at Squatch Unlimited. You can also get access to the Squatch Unlimited database, sightings database, which is pretty awesome, by the way. It's got they've taken all of John Green's reports and collected them.
Excellent.
So, and Rob and Melissa and I believe Shane worked on it, did a great job on it. So, yeah, we'll see y'all next week, and until then, the balcony seats are closed. Good night, y'all.
Nice.